Joining us to discuss is someone very familiar with the former president's campaign, Executive Vice President of the Trump Organization, Donald Trump Jr. Don, good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing really well, actually. Thanks.
It's nice to have you back. After your father's Iowa landslide, it's clear Donald Trump is now the preferred candidate, at least right now, not only in Iowa, but polling suggests nationwide. If we don't see a surprise in New Hampshire on Tuesday, how long do you expect Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis to stay in this race?
Well, I think especially for Nikki Haley, I think she's being funded by Democrats, right? I mean, you see that. She's got Democrat mega donors funding her campaign. The people who are, getting her, gains in New Hampshire are all Democrats. So I probably see that as part of that sort of globalist Democrat, rhino tactic of dragging this out to make it harder for Trump to win in general. So, I think you go on to in South Carolina where she was governor, and I think you're going to blow her out there by 30 points plus. But I don't know if that means she gets out, because I don't think it's just about running. I think it's about stopping Trump.
What's your direct message to Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley as we move forward with this campaign?
Listen, I helped Ron get elected in 2018. I did probably 30 events for him. I voted for him last time. I'd like him to be a governor in Florida, not be in Iowa for the last year. I mean, I'm a resident of his state. Right. It would be nice to have a governor there and maybe have a chance to actually win the presidency rather than draining the resources you need to take on Joe Biden. As a conservative, I want to stop these insane policies that we see from today's left, whether it's immigration, whether it's the attack on our energy sector, whether it's the wars breaking out literally all over the world because a lack of leadership, a lack of competency, a focus on the 9,476 genders that the Democrat Party seems to make a priority of their party. I don't want to focus on those things anymore. I want to focus on putting America first. Nikki Haley, I don't believe agrees with any of those things. Right. I believe she's legitimately far more of a Democrat than a Republican. So I don't see this message resonating with her, but that's just fine. I spoke, literally right after her at the same caucus location in Iowa. And even the press, who probably hates my guts, reluctantly had to write the article that I got far more applause than her, because the people there are there to actually vote in a Republican caucus. She's trying to get Democrats to vote for her to stop Trump, but they're not going to end up voting for her against the radical leftist Democrat, Joe Biden administration in the end. It's all just one big ploy to try to hurt Trump, who will actually put America first.
So Trump has already said that he's picked his VP, but he can't tell us. Back in 2016, he didn't pick somebody that was running for president. He chose Mike Pence, who at the time was not a candidate for president. Could you see your father running with Ron DeSantis? I asked him that question over the summer, and he didn't rule it out. Could you see Ron DeSantis?
How do you? It's hard. People do that. I would do whatever I could to make sure it wasn't Nikki Haley. But like a Ron DeSantis, could I see? You're never going to rule out someone that is, a leading contender. It doesn't mean that's who you go with. I could see other people that would be great. I'd love to see, a J.D. Vance. I'd love to see a Tucker Carlson. I'd love to see, people who are just principally, in alignment as well as aggressive. You actually need a fighter. The Republicans in Washington, D.C. are weak. You can have the House, the Senate, and they'll still roll over. It doesn't
Don,
matter.
Is your dad serious about Tucker Carlson? Are those rumors serious?
I would imagine, listen, that's clearly, it would be on the table, right? I mean, they're very friendly. I think they agree on virtually all of these things. They certainly agree on stopping the never-ending wars. And so, I would love to see that happen. And, that would certainly be a contender.
Ben Carson, those rumors legit?
Ben's great. I mean, what a great American, someone who was just steadfast and loyal throughout all of the insanity of the last years. I'd love to see that. And, Ben's almost too nice for politics. That may be the only problem. Can you withstand the insanity that's in there? But I'd love to see a Ben Carson in there.
That might be a good thing. But no way Nikki Haley.
Well, that's my opinion. I don't make these decisions, but I don't think that's currently really on the table.
But your father listens to you. Your father listens to you, his family, maybe more than anyone else. That opinion matters.
I've been pretty involved in the political game for quite some time, and I think, more importantly, I actually, let's say, live with the base. I hang out with the base. Those are my people. Those are my friends. I'm not, the New York City rubber chicken dinner, charity circuit guy. I hunt and fish and travel with real Americans, and I think I have a pretty good understanding of where they're at.